champion. Multi-time world champion. Here comes the Kingslayer! I think the look of confidence on the face of Seth Rollins says it all. He is ready. Rollins, one of the greatest of this generation.
And his opponent, from Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 217 pounds, Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins has made a career out of taking risks and seizing opportunities. Seth Rollins has been a multi-time champion, a Money in the Bank ladder match winner, debuted as part of the Shield with Reigns and Ambrose. The Kingslayer set for action. And we're underway. Looking at these two men, I don't think there's going to be anything traditional about this one-on-one matchup.
Aside from Saxton's commentary, this has all the makings of an epic match.
Oh, he caught him with a knee. Good night. What's this? Michinoku driver. Absolutely planted. Now the old vicious head crank. Look at the torque. Nasty attack to the neck. Boom! What a right.
Seth Rollins in some trouble here, but he's very aware of who he's in there with and what he has to do to rebound.
Hey, you're going to absorb some punishment in a wrestling match. It just goes along with the territory, and he knows that. I doubt he's all that concerned at this point.
Yeah, but if you count him out now, guys, you'd be making a very big mistake. Mark my words.
There's a certain feeling that comes over the combatants in a steel cage match once they hear the door close and see the official lock it. A superstar must know that their body is going to be thrown against the steel, that their face will most likely be raked across the cage, and that anything is legal in this environment.
Oh, nasty impact. You spoke about this earlier, Corey. It's crucial for a WWE superstar to fully understand the gravity of the situation they're in when they battle inside a 15-foot-high steel cage. An individual must be ready to endure pure brutality and be prepared for the fight of their life. No one leaves a steel cage match without scars.
Corey, you said something of value for once, and that anything is legal inside the steel cage. To that point, something else we've seen over the years is interference. Whether it's The Undertaker coming up through the ring or John Cena getting bashed in the head with the cage door from the outside, it's all legal in the cage.
We talk about how important stipulations are in a steel cage match. If superstars sign a contract where the only way to win is escape the cage and have both your feet touch the floor, competitors must have a plan. Especially since you have to be comfortable trying to escape through the cage door as you do climbing over the top of the cage and vice versa.
Corey, you touched on something moments ago that's so important for the combatants in a steel cage match to remember. A superstar must be able to think offensively to figure out how they're going to escape the cage. They must think defensively at the same time so they can prevent their opponent from getting out of the cage first and winning the match.
Well, a superstar must become comfortable with escaping the cage by both exiting the cage door and by climbing over the top of the cage. They must also be aware of their attributes and what's best for them. Let's just say if you're a giant like The Big Show, The Undertaker, Kane, or even Braun Strowman, it's preferred to exit through the cage door.
Beautiful technique.
Who knows what's going to happen? This match could go anywhere.
Look at the height. Oh, man, Seth Rollins came down hard there.
Seth might be hurt.
Enough already.
Great one-on-one action here tonight. It doesn't get much better than this. This is what makes him one of the best in the business. He's starting to stumble here. I fully expect him to bounce back, though. This is the type of one-on-one atmosphere where he thrives.
Yeah, he's taking on some offense here, but
Here we go, Kurt Angle with the cover.
did he get him?
Digging deep for a kick out.
I am in shock. What's it going to take to keep this guy down?
And setting him up.
Oh, torturous knee.
Uh-oh, he's in trouble here. He's not going to go quietly.
No superstar worth his salt ever does. The best way to describe combatants clashing inside a steel cage is its battle of attrition. Sometimes a superstar is left with no choice but to fight fire with fire and do whatever they need to do in order.
Counter here.
Oh boy, he is rolling. He's making a statement here with this attack.
Former Olympic gold medalist.
A completely dominant, nice German suplex, and Angle's not done.
Not done at all. Another German suplex.
He's still holding up.
Kurt Angle tossing bodies everywhere.
Rollins fans have plenty to worry about here. Seth Rollins is in trouble.
Byron, you touched on this earlier, but it's so important for a superstar to accept that there's nowhere to run and nowhere to hide in a steel cage match. That the conflict will be resolved within the 15-foot-high steel walls that surround the ring. And that losing a cage match can mean much more than a mark in the loss column. For some, it has meant the end of their career.
It's difficult to describe the damage that can be done to a superstar who competes in a steel cage match. We see the physical harm, but we don't see the psychological effects from being inside the cage. Make no mistake about it, Michael. The steel cage truly represents survival of the fittest.
Before 2017's Extreme Rules, there were just 3 previous tag team matches where championship gold was decided inside a steel cage in the history of WWE special events. The Hardy Boys were in 2 of those matches. At Extreme Rules, in order to win the match, both members of a team had to exit the cage and have both feet on the floor.
The Hardys used their famous continuity to gain the early advantage until Cesaro and Sheamus utilized their devastating power to slow the pace of the match down. Both teams battled atop the steel cage, but in the end, Sheamus and Cesaro won the race to the arena floor to become new Raw Tag Team Champions.
Now the old vicious head crank.
Look at the torque.
Oh, my goodness, this hurts. Oh!
The WWE Universe has seen the evolution of the steel cage in the enclosure known today as Hell in a Cell. The first time an enclosed cage was seen was in October of 1983 in the last Battle of Atlanta. The enclosed cage was seen a few years later in the War Games match from the NWA. There were even cages stacked on top of each other, like WCW's Tower of Doom.
Byron, when we talk about the progression of steel cage matches and the type of structures that have been spawned from them, I need to point out that some cages have been electrified. One was made from bamboo in the form of a Punjabi prison match. And of course, the elimination chamber with glass pods and steel doors.
And today we have the Asylum match, where weapons are on top of the cage. It just goes to show you that times may change, but the objective to destroy an opponent remains the same. There's still no better way to settle a score than to do battle with...
This could do it! And it's Angle able to stop the count.
Gonna take more than that.
When this guy's on, look out.
Here comes Diamond Dallas Page.
Ooh, what impact. Boom! Boom, what impact.
You gotta believe this one's over.
And here we go. Seth Rollins sees his opening.
There's a big reversal by Seth Rollins.
How?
And he fights his way free.
He's got to be working on instinct right now, Cole.
If Rollins can keep his emotions in check, he can figure out a way to take this.
If I hear one more person tell me about how brave this superstar is for competing injured, I'm going to lose my mind. I mean, what we're talking about here is essentially the equivalent of a hangnail. I wouldn't necessarily call that an injury.
Nailed it.
Oof!
Harsh impact. This might be it. Oh, my. Boom!
You gotta believe this one's over.
Oh, nasty impact.
I'll tell you, the cage has absolutely beaten down these superstars.
I don't know how these superstars are doing it right now. They've got to be exhausted.
This steel cage match is in the books.
These superstars put on quite a show. Here's another look.
Check them out here.
That's the kind of match that makes me proud to be here at ringside. Action from the opening bell and a finish people won't soon forget. He's going to want to make sure he saves every minute of this match for his personal highlight reel because he was on fire in this one.
Here is your winner, Kurt Angle.
Gonna feel the effects of this win for a while.
Hey, they both gave it their all, but in the end, we were left with the best man standing.
What an incredible journey it has been to get to this WrestleMania moment. Absolutely amazing.